Hello dear friend. In this video you will learn how you can boost your energy and which are the health and vitality indications in the horoscope which can help you to achieve that. Health is really one of my favorite topics. I'm personally really interested about health, about how we can improve our lives. After all, I have 6 planets in 6th house, so it's not a real surprise. Generally, I believe this is very important for everyone, always, but during those strange times that we live in, with all of those health challenges, I think it's even more important and people are even more concerned about their health. So I decided to give you some ideas how you can boost your energy and how you can increase your vitality by using your own birth chart. Health is a very broad topic, and frankly, it's not about just one thing in your chart. So I can't promise you that, for example, 6th house will reveal everything you need to know about your health, because health has different sides. But today specifically, I want to focus on our energy, because energy, physical energy and balance, they are a very important part about our well-being and about our health. So I want to guide you how you can understand better your own chart and also which are the simple things you can do to improve your vitality and to boost your energy. The most important house which we analyze when it comes to energy is 2nd house. If you are already familiar with astrology, probably you have heard about this house mostly as the house of money or resources or personal belongings. Well, as much as that's true, there is also another side which I believe is even more important. This is our physical energy. Again, if we think about it, energy is what we have. And if you think even more, you will also find the connection between your level of energy and even the resources and money you have in your life. So by improving your physical energy, by balancing it, one of the possible side benefits is that it may improve your financial situation as well. But for the purposes of this video, I will focus specifically on the health side. And 2nd house is the most important house, as I said, which can reveal this information, how much energy we have, and also which are the potential challenges we might have in this area. So first, what we need to do is, of course, calculate the birth chart and then pay attention which is the sign on the cusp of 2nd house. If you don't know this for yourself, what you can do is use my free birth chart calculator. The link is below in the description. And if you can't interpret your chart, you may just make a screenshot and then send me a DM on Instagram. I will tell you which is the sign on the cusp of your 2nd house. I can't promise to interpret charts. Obviously, it's very time consuming, but I will tell you which is the sign on your 2nd house. And after you know which is the sign of your 2nd house, you need to explore which element does this sign belong to. Is this a fire, earth, air, or water element? And each of those elements actually has some specific challenges, but also some activities or things that we can do so that we can boost our energy. So we really pay attention to the sign and the element on the cusp of our 2nd house. After that, we need to explore what's happening with the ruler of this house and in what position is the ruler. Is it in a harmonious, strong position, or maybe in a more challenging position? And of course, the aspects. For example, if Pluto has a trine with the ruler of your 2nd house, it will probably boost your energy. And if Saturn squares the ruler of your 2nd house, it will probably decrease your energy. So we pay extra attention to the ruler of 2nd house. And in case you have planets in second house, which is not always the case, but if that's the case for you, then of course you need to analyze those planets and the aspects that they have. By analyzing this information, you can have a very good information and picture about your physical energy and the potential challenges. So let's start with the different elements. What if you have a fire element on the cusp of second house, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius? Those are the people who can recharge themselves by taking more action. Doing something that you are inspired about, something that you like, something that you would enjoy. That's what can actually increase and boost your energy. You know that very often through physical exercise, actually that's what we are doing. We feel more energized even though we have wasted or spent some energy on certain activities. So a great idea for the fire signs is physical activity. It could be sport, it could be hiking. Sometimes it could be just doing something that you are really inspired about. For example, I have Leo on the cusp of second house, and I feel really energized when I'm doing something creative, when I feel like I'm passionate about the things that I do. And by doing more of those things, actually I feel more recharged, I feel more vital and even more enthusiastic. So if you also have a fire sign on the cusp of your second house, do something that you love and start small. You don't have to start with 60-minute workouts if you have no experience or if you have been on a break for a while. Start with 5-10 minutes of movement or doing something that would inspire you. And also keep in mind that the fire element can shift things quite fast. From one side, it brings energy, but the challenge is that sometimes we can waste it. Sometimes we may exhaust ourselves. We may not be so good in balancing this energy. So sometimes this may also become an issue. But through taking action, not exhaustion, of course, I repeat again, but doing something that you love, something you are excited about, you will notice that you are actually boosting your energy. If you have an earth sign on the cusp of your second house, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, sometimes those can be people who may have a lower level of energy. The earth usually doesn't bring so much energy, but the positive thing is it's stable. So usually it's not like, okay, I'm exhausting myself, I'm wasting my energy, which sometimes may happen with the fire, as we said. With the earth element, things are usually more balanced, but sometimes we may either block the energy or we may have challenges with releasing unnecessary things, or we may try to store too much of unnecessary energy. And some of the things that people with earth signs on the cusp of second house may do are actually quite simple. First of all, pay attention to your body. Food, especially if you have Taurus on the cusp of second house or Virgo, food can be very important for you. More or less, of course, it's important for everyone since this is a main source of energy. But if you also have earth signs on this cusp, then you definitely need to pay extra attention to your diet and nutrients that you are taking. Also, some kind of work, something that you are passionate about, something that you would love, something that would bring you some stability in your life. This may also help you to feel stronger and more vital. And of course, connecting with nature. Earth is actually our planet. So everything that's natural, everything that hasn't been created by a human hand actually can recharge you. This can be going to the mountain, going for a nice hike in the park, or anything else that would bring you this connection with the earth. Sometimes, especially during this crisis we have globally and people being afraid to go outside, some of the things you can do is use gemstones or crystals. They are also very powerful, and they can literally bring you this connection with the earth and also can boost your energy. So gemstones are great, especially for earth signs on the cusp of second house. And don't forget taking care of your body through exercise, through maybe taking care of your skin, or having a nice regimen, or anything that's about self-care and body care. Next, we have the air signs. If you have Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, this applies to you. And some of the simplest things you can do is pay attention to your breathing. Through some kind of breathing exercises, you can literally boost your energy. More or less, again, that's relevant to all of us. I also love yoga because this allows us to breathe through our bellies, or diaphragmic breathing, which is the very deep and very healthy type of breathing. But if you also have air signs on the cusp of second house, it's almost mandatory for you to pay attention to this. It might be again combined with some exercises, as we said, like yoga, for example, but it may just be simple breathing techniques, slow breaths, and focus on your diaphragm. This can literally recharge you. It will calm your mind, your nervous system, and you may feel the oxygen, which boosts your energy. Very simple. We definitely forget about it. If you pay attention, most of the time, if we are not conscious about it, we are breathing very shallowly. If you notice, for example, like you are bringing your shoulders up when you're trying to breathe, it means that you are not using the diaphragm and you're not using this deep breathing, which is a shallow and unhealthy breathing pattern. So start with 5 minutes, start with 3 minutes if that's all you have. But by using those simple breathing techniques, you can literally boost your energy. Some other suggestions for the air signs are related to healthy communication. Connecting with people that you love, that you enjoy spending time with, may also help you to feel more energized and happier and overall better in your body. So nice communication with friends. And also one more suggestion is related to reading and learning. This can help you to feel inspired and also to get your juices flowing and eventually to boost your energy. And finally, we have the water signs. Typically, the water signs on the cusp of second house, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, don't necessarily bring lots of energy. Maybe Scorpio could be an exception, but Cancer and Pisces usually don't bring so much energy. And we need to be more careful. We need to pay extra attention to our health and our well-being. And one of the most important things for those people is sleep. Again, everything that I'm talking about more or less applies to everyone. We all need sleep, we need healthy food, we need movement, yes, of course. But if you have water signs on the cusp of second house, sleep is absolutely essential for you. You need to get the healthy amount of sleep for yourself, which could be different. You know that there are people who feel great if they sleep 5 or 6 hours, and others need at least 8 hours to feel healthy and vital. Find the sweet spot for you and really allow yourself to recharge during those necessary phases. Some other suggestions for the water signs are related to creativity. As long as you are doing something that you are inspired, something that you enjoy, something that's helping you to feel comfortable, it may literally help you to feel more energized. Some other ideas are related to connection with water, swimming or going around the seaside, or just connecting with water. You can drink more water. That's also essential for everyone, but even more for you. And overall, just use this as a way to connect to nature again. For Scorpio specifically, another thing that could be important is sex. Sex can help you to balance your energy and to recharge and feel more vital. And overall, for the 3 water signs, emotional connections are very important. If you feel happy, if you feel emotionally fulfilled, you will feel energized. If you feel this type of emotional frustration or hunger, you will probably also feel energetically down or not really in a good shape. So for the water signs, emotional balance, not a real surprise. Yes, it's very important. So that's the first step. Pay attention, which is the element, and try to do some of those things that can boost your energy. After that, pay attention to the ruler of your second house. In what position is this ruler? You may also gain some important insights. Of course, the options here are, like very, very broad, so I can't cover all of them. You need to be more creative and see what's your own case. But keep in mind that generally, if the ruler of your second house has mostly positive aspects and is in an average or strong sign position, probably it will also help you to be more vital. And if your ruler of second house is in a weaker position or has some challenging aspects with the other planets, probably you need to pay more attention to this area, because energy might be something you don't have so much of. And also the planets which are in your second house. Generally, the principle is if you have many planets in second house, you will probably also have much energy, except for Saturn. Saturn usually decreases our energy. But overall, more planets in second house, especially if they have mostly positive aspects, will probably also boost your energy. A few words about the planets as well. The sun in your second house can usually bring more vitality, especially if the sun has positive aspects. This is the planet which is the main source of energy, and if this planet is in a harmonious position in your second house, probably it will be nice for your health. The moon can make things more changeable. It depends a lot on the sign, on the aspect. Sometimes there could be fluctuations, ups and downs, or your emotions may also affect more your physical energy. Mercury typically doesn't bring something significant in regards to energy. It won't decrease your energy, but probably it won't empower you. It won't bring you too much of this energy. It's more about finding some solutions, maybe being more interested about your health, but overall it won't change dramatically your health and your energy specifically. Venus usually can bring a nice comfortable level of energy, not excessive energy, but overall comfortable level. The thing about Venus is that sometimes it can make us a little passive or a little bit lazy, just like the moon. It's a passive feminine planet, and we may not enjoy spending too much effort or energy on something. Next we have Mars. Mars is a fire planet, and typically it brings lots of energy, physical vitality, ability to take action. But keep in mind that we have one potential challenge with Mars. Mars can also make us more impulsive and sometimes literally like wasting our energy, doing too many things at the same time, so we are kind of like exhausting ourselves. So overall, especially a harmonious position of Mars can boost our energy, but we need to be careful what we spend our energy on. Next we have Jupiter, which typically is a very nice indication. Jupiter brings abundance, brings growth and expansion. In most cases, Jupiter in this position will increase the level of your energy. Then Saturn, it's probably the trickiest planet here. From one side, it decreases the level of our energy. We may feel like, okay, I'm easily getting tired, or I just don't have so much inner energy. Yes, that's very common. But another thing that typically happens, especially if Saturn has positive aspects, is that we learn to manage this energy wisely. And even though we may not have as much energy as other people, we learn how to handle it. We learn to manage this wisely. So eventually people may also be very organized and actually quite practical when it comes to things that they focus on. And finally, we have the outer planets. With the outer planets, things are also not that simple. Uranus usually brings fluctuations, ups and downs, lack of stability. So sometimes we may feel very energized, very excited, very electrified. And at some point we may also waste energy or spend our energy on something which may not be very practical. So typically there are ups and downs. Things are not so stable. Neptune can also decrease our energy. It can make us a little bit more passive or not so connected to this material world. But with some practices, with exercises, we can learn to channel this energy. And especially if it's about something creative, something inspirational, we can boost the level of energy. And finally, Pluto typically brings lots of energy, especially if there are mostly positive aspects. It can be an incredible amount of energy that you can use. Sometimes this may also be an indication that the person may have even this type of healing energy or the ability to affect others, to have even some kind of power over other people through their energy. Of course, we need some confirmations for that. Only Pluto in second house is not enough, but it could be a starting point. So that's the general picture. One more thing I also want to add here is pay attention to the aspects between the planets and the cusp of your second house. Again, you can find this information in the free birth chart calculator. There are tables. You just have to check the cusp of your second house and which planets are triggering this house. Positive aspects will increase your energy. The challenging aspects, especially from Saturn, for example, they can decrease your energy, or they may require some additional readjustment. One last thing I also want to add here, even though we said that second house is really the most important house in your chart regarding your energy, keep in mind that the chart works as one thing. So we always need to pay attention to the other important elements and also to our sun. Even from an astronomical perspective, the sun is the only source of energy in our solar system. And the position of the sun in our chart may also give us some important ideas about the energy we have access to. Overall, strong, harmonious positions of the sun with positive aspects allow us to feel this connection, to process this energy. And challenging aspects can bring some kind of blockages that we need to work with. So that's the general picture. That's what we can use to boost our energy and the astrology indications which are related to this. I would love to hear your thoughts, what you have found in your chart. And also don't forget that you can still watch the free webinar about psychological portrait with astrology. It's a free training. Check the link below, sign up now. You will also have access to my weekly emails with some astrology guidance and my podcast and other exciting news. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.